Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of What Happened At. Tonight we're going to cover Heatwave, NXT Heatwave, and Pete, do you want to start us off with the first match? We're just going to get straight into it.
Yep, we go pre-show match, the tag team match. Carmen Petrovic, Ariana Grace, not Grande Link, not Grande. JC Jane and Yasmin. How do you say her last name? Because you got
Nix.
excuse. Nix. Um, it was an okay match. It was a pre-show match. It was a filler, which done okay, and the Canadians picked up the win. As you predicted, didn't you?
I did, yeah. I think it was the right move. It was just a bit of a send the crowd home happy, and it's progressed that story as well because they later on in the night had a bit of a thing with Ava, didn't they, where they split up and this tag team split up. They've only just been put together as a team, so they're not really a team.
And they're having a match Tuesday.
And they're having a match against each other Tuesday to see who was the better member of the team. It's weird.
Yeah. Okay.
We followed that with what may have been the match of the night. Maybe it was up there. It was up there. Maybe the second match of the night.
The one thing I will say is all these matches were title matches now.
They were. Yeah. The entire show was now title matches. But we started with the North American title match at the start of the actual show. Obafemi defended against the challenger of Wesley. I always forget his name. I'm sorry. Obafemi just threw him around. Like he was like a bag of sand. He just threw him, launched him round. It was spectacular. Like I've got a thing about watching big guys just beat the crap out of little guys. I think it's one of the better things to watch, and this didn't disappoint whatsoever.
At one point, I thought Obafemi was going to go for an F5, but he didn't actually hold on to him. He just let him go and let him carry on spinning.
Threw him like a frisbee. It was special. But Wesley did eventually lose to Obafemi, meaning Obafemi now never has to defend against Wesley again, and Wesley later in the night was looking rather deflated, backstage, just doesn't know what's next, and says he'll see us Tuesday, so I'm assuming on Tuesday there'll be some sort of an announcement where he decides what's next in his future, which will probably be interrupted by somebody. But then we moved on to the women's title match, the second match of the main show.
Very good match again.
It was indeed. This was Kalani Jordan versus Sol Aruka. And this was probably the most high-flying match of the night. Like, everything was just in the sky. It was insane. A lot of flips and bounces and jumps and...
Yeah.
It was
very flippy match.
Very, very flippy match. There was a moment earlier on where they had a bit of miscommunication with a couple of the flips, but I think it was minor. You know, it wasn't anything major. Nobody got injured or anything because of it. So
it was very well done match. Though
It was. There was some very good spots in it. There was a bit of a wardrobe malfunction at the end. So if you're into that, now you know that happened. So go look it up on the internet. Kalani Jordan retained against Sol Aruka. I think most of us probably anticipated that was probably going to be the case with her only just winning the title.
I'm kind of glad there was no heel turn or anything either. It was...
Yeah, they stayed friends throughout the match, and I think they shook hands at the end of the match, and Sol Aruka was sort of praising and saying well done to her. So
solid match, though.
It was nice to see a match that wasn't just two people hating each other, wanting to beat the crap out of each other for a change. Yep. So, yeah, it was good. After that match, we moved on to Nathan Frazier and Axiom defending their titles against Chase U of Andre Chase and Duke Hudson. Sorry, again, I need
Nathan
to read
Fraser,
these down sometimes.
Fraser turned up finally.
He did. So during the pre-show, they had a moment where we was told that Nathan Frazier hadn't turned up to the building yet, and he was late. He did eventually turn up. It was kind of they're just building that tension between the two, where Nathan Frazier isn't taking it seriously enough for Axiom, and I think it's going to develop into something at some point. Thought it was going to be tonight. However, they did successfully retain their tag team titles in the end. So Not tonight.
It was an okay match.
It was. It was an okay match.
Yeah.
I don't think there's much more we can say to it than that.
No, there wasn't.
There was some moments pulled out by Chase U. Duke Hudson managed to hit the Stratusfaction, which was a move that I didn't expect to ever see happen, but obviously it was just to send the hometown crowd happy with the Trish Stratus move. And they also hit Andre Chase also hit a Canadian Destroyer during the match as well. So I think again just to send the home crowd happy with the Canadian stuff and the back tie in there. Other than that, I don't think there was anything special in that match that we needed to.
No, there wasn't.
Mention.
There wasn't. Next one was the shortest match of the night, which I'm quite shocked about, to be fair.
Yeah.
Roxanne Perez and Lola Vice. Lola Vice just wanted to call her mama. And
tell everyone that I'm a Latina.
She's a Latina. And Booker T was having goosebumps most of this match, weren't he? Just very strange.
He's an individual, is Booker T, and every time Roxanne Perez is around, he's overly happy, and I don't enjoy it.
No, but Roxanne Perez picks up the win tonight. Do you know what? It wasn't the worst match. There was a couple of little spots in there that was a bit, but Roxanne Perez done well, and there was what was it she messed up? They messed up, the pair of them.
It was the pop rocks right at the end.
Pop rocks.
So she hit her with the pop rocks in the ring during the match, didn't get the pin. She hit her with lower pop rocks on the table after that. And obviously couldn't get the pin because it was outside the ring. Threw her back in, hit another pop rocks, which she tried to roll straight into another pop rocks, but they kind of had a bit of an issue with that one. But they had the wherewithal to just pick her back up rather than going for a pin and hit an actual pop rock. So she ended up hitting her with 4 pop rocks during the match, and one that was a bit a little bit of a problem.
Very much selling the hillside of her at the minute, even more so than normal. So, but it was okay. Shortest match, but it done well. They both come out looking okay.
And Perez retained in the end. That's kind of the main thing. She did win the match 1, 2, 3 clean, and on to the next, I guess. So then we went to our main event of the evening, which was, of course, a fatal 4-way with Ethan Page, Javon Evans, and Sean Spears all taking on Trick Williams for his NXT Championship. This match was probably the match of the night, which, I mean, as main event, it should have been. Let's be honest. It's between this and the Obi Femi match, and I think this has probably just managed to scoot past it. Javon Evans doing what Javon Evans does and just flying around everywhere.
Very talented.
Selling a lot, bouncing around,
taking crazy bumps.
He, at one point, went for a springboard from the outside to the inside, so he springed up onto the top rope and then was pushed off by Trick and flew from the top rope through the announce table, and it was a bit of a nasty bump.
It kind of landed on his ribs.
It didn't look great, but hey, he obviously survived because he was back in the match later on as well.
Yeah.
He was involved in the finish, which was
Ethan Page. Well, actually, it was Trick, first of all, knocked Ethan Page onto Javon Evans, and then Trick went to get back in the ring, and Sean Spears pulled his foot, so he couldn't get back in. So Ethan Page picks up the title.
Yeah, Ethan Page basically got knocked out on top of Javon Evans,
falling on Javon Evans,
and landed on him for the 3 count. Which means we have got a new NXT champion in Ethan Page. And
I think it was fair.
And we'll make it very quick and simple, guys, because that is what happened at NXT Heatwave.
Until the very, very end,
Ooh.
When a little video flashed up and then vanished again.
It did. The screen went completely black. We thought it was done. Thought it was over. And it was. No, it wasn't. We got a little bright white screen with a gentleman with white hair turned around, and I daren't say his name because he may appear, but I sometimes do believe, and I think we've got something coming in the future for Ethan Page, and he may be Scottish. And if you don't know who it is by that, you've not been watching very much. And we all believe in Joe Hendry. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for watching. Enjoy, and we shall see you on Wednesday for our full podcast where we sit and talk about our thoughts and feelings and predictions
All the rest
of what's been going on in wrestling for the last couple of weeks. So until then, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. Please make sure you hit that like button. Please, please, please.
Please.
It means a lot to us. Comment. Tell us what you thought was match of the night. Tell us what you thought of all the matches. And we shall see you in the next one.
See ya.
Peace.